Yeah, the Live 3, the Live 3 is you know, the Live 3 is the way to go right now if you're into MPC. And if you're new, if you want to be a new guy in the MPC game, buy the Live 3, don't buy the older one, right? If you're on a budget and you don't want to spend too much money and get kicked in the ass by the wife, buy a used Live 1 or Live 2 or Live 1 or one of those guys. Or even a Key 37 is not that expensive neither. Yeah, it's the same sound. If MPC was smart and wanted to up their game, I would say that MPC should do something with analog at the end of the chain before it goes out through to the speakers, right? They can find a way of warming that sound somehow. You know, even if they don't go like or they can make a better circuit path for the converters and make the sound warmer, like the old school MPCs with the capacitors and all that stuff. And that's the only thing I can understand about all these people complaining about the new ones have no converters and blah 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 blah. Converters, converters, converters. Your converters just make it even cleaner. The higher the dynamic range on a converter, the cleaner is gonna capture the sound. And the converter is basically what it's doing is letting you punching a higher transient on the input, on the sampling side of things. So when you sample in, you can sample in a louder transient, which you can capture the whole transient, not almost the whole transient. And that's pretty much what the converter problem is. It's MPC is at 115, and the new one is also at 115. And then the conversion that I'm using over here with the ID44 and the Arturia audio fuse, we're talking about 119 on input and 120 decibels of dynamic range on output. And that's pretty much it. So if you want to capture, this is what they don't tell you, because they don't say the right thing, and you get all fucking confused with all these people talking about converters. They don't tell you that the converter situation is basically because the MPC 3000, which is the holy grail of the MPC converters, it only has a 90 dB dynamic range converter in it. It doesn't go higher. The new ones are higher. The conversion is higher, so you can sample in even hotter and more transient into the thing. I mean, what's the problem? Well, why people don't understand that? Because they don't tell you that. Okay, you're not gonna be able to capture that big sound with a Focusrite. You need a audio interface that has a higher headroom, right? And it can capture the whole transient, the complete transient, not chop it on top. That probably the lack of headroom going into a MPC 3000, that could be what is making the kicks when you sample them in. It might be making the kicks hit harder because it's basically cutting it's cutting the sound. So I don't understand why they confusing everybody with the situation. The new MPCs are not bad. They're not bad, but they're not gonna warm up your sound. And the new MPCs, they just need to be fed high quality sounds. you know, and then you have to use all your hardware equipment, the outboard stuff, to make your sound really, really high quality, and then you sample that into the MPC. That's why it's 32-bit, so it can capture the sound all the way. Yeah. So that's it. I'm not gonna say anything else. I think that we got the point of today's live stream.